Welcome back to the Shipyard. Today, the top 10 list, top 10 secondary weapon upgrades, and apologies in advance if this bears too much similarity to the top 10 Quark hides. Well, Quark hides weapons and tech, and the best things for him to hide, more often than not, are weapons. He is a weapons dealer, after all. I mean, he is a bartender, but weapons. Anywho, war is good for business. That's the 31st rule of acquisition, I think it is. Maybe it's the 32nd. Clearly, I don't have the lobes for business. Anywho, uh, back to the top 10 list. And number 10, magnetometric guided charge. Don't worry, I'll have the camera fixed here in a second. So, what does mag charges do? What do they do? Well, they're a 5-point weapon. They can only go on Borg ships. They only give you 3 dice. You gotta be going, David, wait a second. Why? Well, they give you a range 1 to 3, right? That's plus. You get a built-in battle station to crit conversion. But here's the most important thing. Target ship does not roll defense dice against this attack. That's big, right? Yes, ships can still use their evade tokens. Yes, they can still use built-in cancellations. But in this world we're seeing where ships run more and more and more defense dice, maxing out rule of 3 more often than not. Having an ability that says, nope, you don't get any of that, really does make a difference. Really can shift the tide in your favor. Now, Meg charges are great on Borg Scout Cubes. They're a disable. That's annoying. I would love to see a time token version of this come out. I was disappointed that we didn't get one in the Resistance is Futile pack. That's a miss for me, but you take what you get. Anyways, Meg charges, still a great weapon, still something I see value in. So, they have the number 10 spot on this list. Number 9 is upgraded phasers. Now, I will say Type 8 just missed this list. But upgraded phasers do the same thing as Type 8. They give you a bonus attack die as long as your primary weapon value is 3 or less. But upgraded phasers give you that little bit extra. Once per round, if you hit an attack squadron with your primary weapon, you get an extra attack against the attack squadron. And that's a good bonus. That's a really good bonus. That's something you get to say, aha, now I have a way of taking care of you. And that can make all the difference. Attack squadrons are tough to take out. They take 4 or 5 attacks. And having that one extra built in where it's not consuming your single attack for the round really can help you out. And if your opponent's not running attack squadrons, then upgraded phasers just exist, and so be it. You haven't really lost anything. Number 8 is weapon ports, and yes, there's 2 different versions of weapon ports here. And as we discussed with the Quark hide, I prefer this one, the 4 dice 4-point card, but the 3 dice 2-point is not bad in a pinch. It's just that the 4 dice get you more it just gets you more. They're both disables. They both come with this -1 defense die while the card is disabled. So you got to be wary of that. But being able to discard attack squadron tokens for each uncancelled hit or crit uh, really comes in handy. Weapon ports is great underneath Triphasic Emitters. Potentially as a Quark Hide, I like it better under Triphasics because then it's one and done and you don't have to worry about the disable downside. But yeah, it's just one of those solid weapons, comes in handy, really does make your fleet better, your ship better, and not a whole lot more to say other than if you're having trouble with attack squadrons, fighters, run weapon ports, and you shouldn't have trouble with them for too much longer. Number 7 is Tactical Station, and that's me sliding on the wrong thing with my mouse. But Tactical Station is just a solid card. Yes, it's not technically a weapon, but it's a weapon upgrade. It fills the weapon slot, and it does a bunch. It gives you an extra weapon slot, so it pays for itself that way. And it gives you two options. You can disable for an extra attack die, or you can discard it for 2 extra attack dice. What's not to like? I mean, really, it's just kind of a, hey, you want more? Here it is. So, yeah, it's a bit pricey. That's kind of one of the downsides, but I still think a lot of ships are made better by the use of a tactical station. Number 6, additional phaser arrays. And still calling this the Fremont Special. But it's a card that gives you more, right? We talked about on upgraded phasers how 1 attack per round. That's our standard. Here, you get that extra attack. Yeah, sure, you lose 2 attack dice. That hurts. But just the fact that you're getting an extra attack, you have an extra chance of inflicting crits, of doing abilities again. Don't run additional phaser arrays on ships that cloak if you're planning on staying cloaked, because then you have to flip your cloak token again or keep it around again. But if you're coming out of cloak anyways, why not? There's just a ton of options you can do with additional phasers, and really, it's kind of a card that is worth the 5 points, and I don't see the downside here. It's a disable. You can use it again, and if it was a discard, I still might like it. I wouldn't love it, but I wouldn't be hating on it, and that's kind of high praise. Number 5 is Veteron Pulse Trap, and again, this falls into the, well, it's not a weapon, but it fills the slot. I have a misspelling there. It is Veteron, not Veteron. Anywho, Veteron Pulse Trap. You put this minefield out to start the game. Start the game before ships go out. And then anytime a ship's within range of it, it knocks power token. Yes, there's wonky rules about maneuvers in, maneuvers out, and I don't want to get into those. The point is, this card, I think more than Cloaked Mines, alter the way that fleets maneuver, are deployed, and all of that. They change the face of the game in terms of where ships want to be, how they go about engagement. And yes, it was absolutely correct to be made fleet unique, because boy, anything more than one of those would have been crazy. So yeah, Verteron pulse trap really does make a difference, and I like it. I like it a lot. I have seen it really pay off for people. It can hurt you too. That's the downside, but you got to learn how to fly it. Number four, Ferengi Photon torpedoes. I've talked about them, uh, but they are the top photon torpedoes. Um, and it's for the very simple reason that they hand out the aux power and they go rear arc. Plus, they only cost 2 points. 2 points, and they're independent. They're Ferengi. They're sub-factioned independent, so they can go on anything with captured. So they will always be 2-3 points. It doesn't matter. You run multiples of these. They don't take a target lock. They're 2 points for primary weapon value, which is crazy. You're guaranteed to put that aux power down. You get to fire them from forward or rear arc, and you can fire them every other round, which means at most, if you want to be able to fire them every round, you run 2 of them. And you get range 1 to 3 out of these. These are just brokenly good. And oh, yeah, if these are number 4, just think about how good the rest of the stuff in this list is. That's kind of a scary thought, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so. All right, number 3, Triphasic Emitters. Uh, I talked about them briefly in that you can hide weapon ports and so on. But yeah, there are 2 versions of triphasic emitters. Well, there's triphasic emitters and triphasic emitter. Sorry, triphasic emitters is what you want because it doesn't matter. But triphasic emitters are cheap, and triphasic emitters let you pick a non-Borg weapon that costs 5 or less, put it face down, and then you get 1 use to fire that weapon. So a 1-use weapon ports is awesome. A 1-use additional phaser array is really good. A 1-use Type 8 or upgraded phaser, not so good. Don't do that. But you get to hide a card, and it costs you 2 points, right? Run this one, and what's not to like? That's really the point here. You get the element of surprise, and you get to discount a weapon. All right, number 2, Disruptor Bombardment. The crazy shenanigans you can pull off with Disruptor Bombardment. I have talked about them numerous times, but I will point out something I probably haven't talked about, and that is you can shoot through a planet with this, and you add that into the fact that you can get out of arc with this, and you can just multi-target, and there's enough ways to be able to use this more than once, because you can divert time tokens from the card. Balana's codes, I think it is. You just have a lot going for you. And plus it's a 4 die attack. Yeah, it can only go on a Gorn Raider, but those ships are pretty beefy as it is. Alright, the only thing that could beat Disruptor Bombardment was Torpedo Fusilade. Maybe it's Fusillade. But I had another misspelling. That's embarrassing. Alright. Anyway, Torpedo Fusilade. It's one use. I don't care. Yeah, it's range 2 to 3. Again, I don't care. Yes, you pay points for the weapon, the attack value of your ship. So it costs a lot. But you can actually run some interesting shenanigans where you can put this on a shuttle and it costs 1 point or 2 points, and then you can transfer it, and that's legal. Because the weapon value, the attack value, is checked when you go to fire it, but the cost was paid for at the start. Yes, that's cheeky. Yes, it's shenanigan-y, but it's legal. Technically. Yeah. Anyway, it's a once per game effect, but you get to roll so many dice, and you can put this on a dreadnought and get 6 dice, 180 arc, and hit a bunch of ships. I was always trying to say ships, I promise. You can hit all the stuff, and all you need is some passive quality. I mean, yes, it's great on Klingons because they have built-in passive quality now, with things like Worf and some captains. Toon Core comes to mind. But aside from that, Torpedo Fusillade really is one of the best cards out there if you're looking for a weapon. But really, the most versatile weapon is going to be the Ferengi Photon torpedoes. That is the most ubiquitous, easy to use and apply weapon. Veteron pulse trap, additional phaser arrays, also very easy to use. Tactical station, super easy to apply. Some of the others are a little more niche, but again, not a problem. Still very interesting cards. But yeah, those are the top 10 secondary weapon upgrades. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully you've learned something. Did I miss something? I'm sure I did. I almost missed additional phaser arrays. But hopefully I didn't miss anything too good. I know there's some good stuff out there. But let me know. Let me know what weapons you run that I didn't put on the list, and I'd be happy to talk about those in the comments. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.